What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy JV. We're back again with another Ultimate Beginner's Guide. Today we're going to be going over Jeff the Shark. If you guys haven't already, man, hit that subscribe button. If you enjoyed content like this, make sure to hit the like button and then comment down below if there's anything in this guide I missed and anything in particular you guys want to see in the future. Let's get right into it. So Jeff is everyone's favorite support character. He is absolutely hilarious and has probably already provided you and anybody else that I know with some of the worst moments, or maybe some of the greatest moments when dealing with his ult, depending on which side of it that you're on. But let's hop into exactly how you use him and how you really should utilize his kit with your team. So his main way of healing, which is his left click, he just starts spitting out water at people, and this is how he deals out his heals, which is pretty cool. You have a bar on the left that says out of 100, and that's how much of the healing water you can shoot out. And then he kind of like reloads it, he eats some food, and he's back into it, which is pretty cool. You could be pretty far and get these heals off. So like in a second there when they respawn back in, I'll show you. So they're taking damage. I'm all the way over here, out of sight completely, and instantly getting them healed back up, which is like insane. It's pretty awesome when you use him far off reach, not even being seen by anyone on the enemy team, and I'm keeping everybody up. And the only way they would know where this is even coming from is because they can obviously see where the water's coming from. So that's, you know, one thing to know is when you're healing with Jeff, you could be completely out of sight. You do not need to be out in the open. As you know, to be honest with you, you don't want to use him as like a DPS support character. You really want to focus on healing as much as you can with him, and your team will be much better for it. Now, in terms of his right click ability, he, instead of doing healing water, he does like this damaging water cannon shot. So you can see here, I right click, he has a certain amount of shots for it, and it does a decent amount of damage, but you don't want to like rely on this and think you're going to be able to nail kills, because it's very possible for this to be countered on you, and for your team to wind up being on the wrong end of this, because while you're focused on trying to get those kills, you could be healing your team. But that right click does do a good amount of damage there, and you have about 12 shots. Now, if we go to Jeff's shift ability, his shift ability allows him to go underground, and he begins to swim. Now, what's pretty cool is that when you're swimming like this, it does automatically start a passive healing ability. So right now I went down some health, I shift, and you'll notice, boom, I instantly start healing. And that's instant. Like, you get that health back really fast. It's pretty cool. And when you're like this underground, you can also, when you go towards a wall, actually, if you want to wall climb, you can press the button and it'll automatically go to wall climb. You could really use this ability to like hide off on like angles where the enemy wouldn't be thinking that you are, so you could heal your team from like awkward places that only Jeff would be able to heal from, or be able to escape when you wind up getting pushed, which is pretty cool. Now, Jeff's E ability are these bubbles. So like I put a bubble down, there's like a little health thing on it. So one, if I have two different ways of how you can use this. Let me show you how I like using it. So this guy needs to be healed. I spit the E at him, and then I go to heal him, and you'll see he's able to generate health at a much faster rate than someone who didn't have that bubble. So the bubble gives you, gives whoever picks up the bubble the ability to heal faster, and they have a slight mobility increase too, as well at that exact moment. So what I like to do is when people are low, I hit them with the E, and then I just start healing them because it's like almost instant. The other way you can do it is, depending on the map that you're on, you can leave these bubbles like behind corners where you know your teammates will wind up going as they're like strafing in and out of fights. That way they can get their heals back up as much as possible, which is pretty cool. Now you can see here, I just put this bubble in front of like in front of this bot who's doing damage, and the enemy can't damage these bubbles. They can't make them disappear. They're gonna stay exactly where they are without there being a problem there. Now, another way you can use the bubble is like for yourself in particular moments where you are getting damaged and you're on the run. So let's see, let me take a little more damage here. So I'm 150, right? I say I'm being chased, someone's ulting me. I can shift, I can hit the E on my own, and then eat the bubble, and then my health will go up even faster than what it normally would have, which is pretty cool. Now, when it comes to Jeff's ult, which I'm sure we're all aware of, he goes underground, and he pretty much eats everybody that is in the circle, and then you can do whatever you want. So I press Q here, he disappears for a second, I press confirm, I get all 3, and then I have 6 seconds to either, you know, while they're in here, they're taking damage. If they're low enough, they'll die, or I can go and I can spit them out outside the map and they can die, or I can tank them outside the map. So you do want to be careful when using this ult, just because if you use it at the wrong moment while going to do it, because you were supposed to be healing, your team could take a good amount of damage in those couple seconds where you could lose positioning. It could be the last couple seconds of holding the convoy, and because you did that, you like maybe ate your team at the same time, because remember, anybody that's in that circle is going to get eaten too. So just be aware of, you know, when you're doing it, who's around. Maybe make your team aware so they can step out of the way, so you don't have to deal with the moment of, like, when I go to do this, I ate 2 of my allies and then ate two of the enemies, and I have to like throw them out before I get over to the border where I go to throw them out. Now also, when you come out of the ult, your fin is in the air, so you are able to still take damage a couple moments afterwards. So if you feel like when you're doing the ult afterwards you're dying pretty quickly, that is probably why. So something to be aware of. Now for Jeff's team up abilities, he has two different ones which are pretty cool. One is with Groot, where he can actually get on Groot's shoulders and make him feel invincible by just continuously keeping him up, which is pretty cool. And you want to just being on his shoulders, but you mainly want to use this moment to, when you're there, to make sure you're maximizing his health ability. And if you can help him getting some shots off, that's great, but mainly you want to keep him up. Now when teaming up with Lunar Snow, he gets like this ice ability where I press X, and those blasts I got before now can have ice mixture in them, which is pretty cool, because when I hit enemies they make an area around the ground, which this is like a slow effect where I can just do that all around the area and make that area of effect for slowness a huge portion of the map. And obviously it disappears after a couple seconds, but it will help you though in team fights, which, you know, you're supporting the whole way. Which between that and the Groot team up ability, that I think this is probably the better one, because you really can help the entire team and not just like one character of it. But that's pretty much it though for this ultimate beginner's guide for using Jeff the Shark. If you guys have any questions, anything I missed, feel free to comment down below, and then I'll catch you guys in the next video. GG's and peace.